Frank should have brought you a jacket.
All right, time is now 12:37. We are back in session with our second half of the budget work session for the day. We're going to start with legal. The legal move from yesterday's session. Since it's your first time, if you can just state your name and your title for the record, and then we'll pass it off to you.
So I'm Ashley Brochet, and I am city solicitor. CBM legal team provides the primary legal services for the city, and then I know that there may be discussions too regarding some of the outside counsel that use conflicts counsel, and then your labor specialist, Dan.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Boucher. And I think we have, account number 17,000 for council to follow along. 17,000 for city attorney, right? Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Perfect. All right. So if you want to just discuss if it's, I think we're coming in.
That I've seen. So is it by? My understanding is last year's budget was 335, right, for CBM?
Yes.
Okay. And I think to date, we've billed the city 233, 360, 64. That's the after discounts. Am I right about that, Sandy?
233.
So that is through the end of March. And if I'm looking at a history, I would say, there are some outliers, but I think a safe bet is our legal fees at CMM are roughly $25,000 a month. So another 75 for this fiscal year, which would bring us in at around, 308, 309 for the year. So under budget.
Okay.
And I would anticipate for the next fiscal year, I don't frankly think fees will go down. I think they will stay the same and potentially could go up if we have any type of issues with some developer disputes.
Can I jump in?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If you look in the column on your sheet of revised 2025, there's the original and then there's revised. There's 335 and 20. We moved it to 315 and 40. That was to move our union negotiations specialized counsel into the other category to try to track it differently from their rates. What Ashley just mentioned is still with the increase, she's still at that 308 rate. So I would still say that if we were to budget the revised, you got that 315, 340. We'll still be fine with CBM's needs. I think the big conversation that needs to happen is how much money do we need to allocate for specialized counsel based off of union negotiations. So if you're looking at the sheet 2 years ago, and actual, we were at 466. And it wasn't because of CBM. That was because we stood up a brand new 3 contracts, union contracts. This past year, we funded money to do a reopener for just wages, which we're actively still going through. So we thought it would be several $1,000s. It ends up being a little bit more than we thought it was going to be. But next year, because we are at the end of our 2-year contract, as it stands right now, we would not be just reopening wage renegotiations. It's the entire contract will be reviewed again. So it could be somewhere in between the 355 and the 466 if we continue in the same capacity. So we have not budgeted for an additional increase for specialized counsel. So Ashley is here talking specifically more about CBM, but since she's here, we've also talked about potentially tactically, now that we've done it for a year, utilizing CBM more for the day-to-day conversations when it comes around union contracts. But when it gets to negotiations, we would still use our specialized counsel. So big conversation has to be had on what this looks like and what we're going to do within the labor relations. Without knowing those answers, I don't see a reason to put more money in the bucket right now because we have not decided that. We could do what we did 2 years ago, and if we end up needing more money, we went to the well and we got it.
And just for the record, other attorney includes That's all special counsel. So that's when we have to,
Patel.
yes, Arena.
Lindsay Rader typically is paid out of there.
Yes.
When we've used MuniCap in the past.
Okay.
Any sort of specialized counsel or that is non-CBM related.
Okay. And I see that you all, again, a budget the 20. So that is the proposal to keep that there, even with the union.
I would probably move it the 335. I'd probably reduce that to 315 and put the 40. I think that might have been an oversight on our side, but I would probably move that
I think
A1.
that's what I suggested. We were talking about. I remember having this discussion last year, and I think I suggested moving the since we've been coming in under budget with just our legal counsel for the city, but that the special counsel and the counsel for the attorneys, it's a little bit over. So that would be my suggestion as well, is to increase that.
That's a flat transfer.
Yep.
If we were to do what we just talked about, here's a flat transfer. It does not necessarily address the additional funding, which we don't have to solve that problem right now, but I just wanted to bring it to everybody's attention.
Yeah, I think council, I want to hear from you all, but I think we kind of meet that, cross that road when we come to it. Versus putting the budget.
Okay. So Sandy, it sounds like in those two accounts, we're going to move 20 down. Is that, you guys can follow that? Okay. Yep.
Thank you. Anything else?
Painless, right?
Yes. Well, not painless, but yes. Flat. Yes. Okay, good. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
We appreciate you and your team's work, and we know we definitely, you all earned that 315. Or that
Hurry on. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much.